ballroom. And we saw when King Charles and Queen Camilla first arrived yesterday, the president was actually pointing in that direction, seeming to show them that this construction is
so here we are.
But we're told that there's over 200 performers that are going to be performing today, including
The King of England,
Navy Band, the U.S. Air Force Band,
visiting the United States.
Navy Sea chanters, and you see them right now. They're shaking hands with members of the U.S.
And he's going to address
Commerce Secretary
a joint session of Congress
and so we're going to continue
this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see and hear what he has to say.
Yeah, this morning's ceremony really just kicks off a whole
especially
day of activities,
looking at the relationship
that include the king
that the United
Queen,
States has with
President,
Britain
and
right
Queen
now
to
with
have a
the
bilateral
tariffs
meeting
and
will be close
all of
as
the
we aren't expecting
bullshit
to hear
Donald Trump has been
any
saying
other
about
discussions like
the
we
British
sometimes do
PM
with
and
our
all of
House.
these things. So
We'll follow
it's going to be
this
interesting
ceremony. We also know there will be formal
to
state
see how this
dinner
meeting goes.
this evening. It looks like the ceremony is just beginning.
But I can guarantee you Donald Trump is going to take this opportunity to position himself as a king. And I bet money he's going to tie, the relationship and the history of America and England as a traditionally white society. I guarantee you he's going to take this opportunity to address that issue in some form or fashion. Make America great again. Make Great Britain great again by making it white again. So let's just see. It always blows me away how America tries to do these state dinners and state visits and try to pull off the pomp and circumstance that they do overseas, and it never, ever plays out that way. He's always the only one saluting. Fucking clown, man. See the women, the wives, dressed in all white at the White House. Oh man. White supremacy on full display. But the thing is, I don't think the king has that view. I don't know, he might, after his son left the family for a black woman. We don't know. We don't know. Watch how awkward this should be. He damn near ran over the king. This dude is an embarrassment, man, on a global from a global perspective, on a global stage. And when history is written, this is going to be one of those times when the study of a human being is going to take over everything that's being done at that time. The way that they talked about Hitler, Mussolini, all of these cats that were the so-called strong men of their countries, who carried out nothing but atrocities, he's gonna be at the top of the fucking list. The only thing that's gonna, make Hitler be more, infamous than Donald Trump will be the amount of people that Hitler slaughtered, with the Holocaust and the dealing with the Jewish communities and all of that. But other than, as far as just being a fucking idiot, the absolute worst head of state in history, look, he's just leaving the king, man. He ain't even paying attention to the king. But as far as that goes, yeah, Donald Trump will go down in history as the worst fucking head of state in the history of head of states. Look, he ain't even paying attention to the king, man. Now he wants to come up to him. This dude, man. This is the representative of the United States of America, 250 years after its inception. Y'all should be ashamed and embarrassed. Look, I don't even think he was supposed to stand at the podium yet. He wasn't supposed to come to the podium yet. Now watch, he's about to have to stand there for a second while they go through the rest of what they were supposed to do. Idiot. But he likes it. He wants to stand there and gather all of the attention. All eyes on me. I mean, look at this, man. It's so... not low budget. It just no real substance to it. When you go overseas, man, they have everything precision. They got the beautiful horses. They got immaculately dressed and just precision with everything that they do. This is like a fucking marching band. That's all it is marching band. I guess it's supposed to, represent the red coats, the British troops. He actually supposed to be over there sitting down right now. But he has to stand up like the king. He has to have that camera time. Oh Oh man. 2 more years of this shit, at least. How in the hell did we let this happen?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
See, that's when he was supposed to approach the podium. Fucking idiot.
Thank you very much, everybody. What a beautiful British day this is.
Beautiful British
It really
day.
is. Your Majesties, members of
A
the
white day.
British delegation, friends, service members, and
An
distinguished
Anglo-Saxon
guests, welcome to the
type day.
beautiful White House. Great honor to have you. Melania and I will never forget the spectacular honor Your Majesties showed us during our extraordinary visit to Windsor Castle last September. Now it is our tremendous privilege to host you, and you're going to have a wonderful short stay, but stay nevertheless. Then you're going over to Congress, and you're going to make a speech that's going to make everybody very envious of that beautiful accent of yours. Very elegant. He's a very elegant man. Here in the shadows
Unlike
of
your
monuments to George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, honoring the British King might seem an ironic beginning to our celebration of 250 years of American independence, but in fact, no tribute could be more appropriate. Long before Americans had a nation or a constitution, we first had a culture, a character, and a creed.
Yeah.
Before we ever proclaimed our independence,
A culture,
Americans carried within
a
us
character,
the rarest of gifts.
and a creed.
Moral
Before the
courage,
Constitution.
and it came from a small but mighty kingdom from across the sea.
Yeah.
For nearly 2 centuries before the Revolution, this land was settled and forged by men, women, who bore in their souls the blood and noble spirit of the British. Here on a wild and untamed continent, they set loose the ancient English love of liberty and the Great Britain's distinctive sense of glory, destiny, and pride. And that's what it is, glory,
Wild and untamed.
destiny, and pride. The American patriots who pledged their lives to independence in 1776 were the heirs to this majestic inheritance. Their veins ran with Anglo-Saxon courage.
There you go.
Their hearts beat with
Anglo-Saxon
English faith
courage.
and standing firm for what is right, good, and true. In recent years, we've often heard it said that America is merely an idea, but the cause of freedom did not simply appear as an intellectual invention of 1776. The
This
American
is
founding was the
an undercover
culmination of hundreds of years of
white
thought, struggle,
supremacist
sweat, blood, and sacrifice on both sides
address.
of the Atlantic. Fate drew a long arc from the meadow at Runnymede to the streets of Philadelphia that ran through the lives of people born and bred on the British code that no man should be denied either justice or right.
You don't believe that
American
shit.
patriots today can sing,
They didn't believe it
"My
then.
country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty," only because our colonial ancestors first sang, "God save the King." We see today a living symbol of this centuries-old bond, just a few dozen feet to the left where I stand. There, Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, an incredible woman who I had the privilege of getting to know. Queen Elizabeth II, very, very special woman who is very greatly missed on both sides of that mighty Atlantic. Long ago planted a young tree. It was a very young and beautiful tree, and look at it now. It's tripled in size and tripled in strength, very much as our nations have even more than tripled.
I just hate listening
Like
to
our
this
nation
motherfucker
itself, it was
speak.
laid
I hate
with
his
British
voice.
hands, but grew in American soil.
But I'm having to
Today it stands
document
tall and
this
proud, reaching ever higher.
for
And this
historical
morning
purposes.
it reminds us that the mightiest of trees,
'Cause I
like
want
the greatest of nations, must be anchored by the strongest
the people
and
who
deepest of
are
roots.
coming behind us
In
in
the centuries since we won our
250
independence,
years
Americans have had no
will have an understanding
closer friends than the British. We
of,
share that
of
same
just how fucked up this
root.
time was.
We speak the same language.
And all
We
because
hold
of
the
one
same
man.
Values. And together our warriors have defended the
And understand
same
that
extraordinary
this man
civilization under twin banners of
only
red,
became to
white,
prominence
and blue. My
because he
wonderful
was
mother,
the
Mary
anti
Mary McLeod was born
Barack
in
Obama.
Stornoway, Scotland.
You see, this is the Obama
Hebrides, and
effect.
that's what they call very serious Scotland.
This
There's
is
no
the
question
result
about it. Some
of
places
America
they say, well, it wasn't really Scotland. The
electing the
Hebrides,
first
that's real
black man
serious
as president.
Scotland. That's where they had their greatest of warriors.
If there were no
greatest of
Barack
warriors.
Obama as president, there is no way in hell there would ever be
Met
a
my
Donald Trump
incredible father. We loved him
as
so
president.
much. We all loved him. We loved her. We loved him.
But because he stood
Fred,
for
and they were
everything
married
that
for
Obama,
63.
he stood
years.
against everything that
Excuse
Obama
me,
stood
if you
for,
don't
should I
mind.
say.
That's a record we
Which
won't
is,
be able to match.
you know,
I'm sorry.
successful
It's not going to work out that way.
black
We'll do
man
well,
as
but we're not
president.
gonna do that well.
The societal
63
change.
years. And my
This is
mother,
what he's in office to do.
I just see it so clearly.
And that's why so many people
I told
support this fool.
the king that she loved the royal family, and she loved the queen. And
There's nothing
anytime the
presidential
queen
about
was
this nigga, man.
involved in the ceremony or anything, my mother would be glued to the television, and she'd say, "Look, Donald,
You
look
about to
how
lie.
beautiful that is." She really did love the family, but I also remember her saying very clearly, "Charles, look, young Charles, he's so cute." My mother had a crush on Charles. Can you believe it? Amazing how, I wonder what she's thinking right now. But
I mean, doesn't it
those
seem like we're
beautiful
watching a
flags
scene
8 decades ago,
that could be in like a
Prime
movie like
Minister
The
Winston
Godfather?
Churchill and President Franklin Roosevelt
motherfucker up there,
famously met on a ship
you know,
in
giving
the
a
North
speech.
Atlantic to outline a vision for the free world after World War II.
That he's not qualified
Understanding
to
our
give.
nation's unique bond and role in history is the essence of our
And anything he
special
says positive
relationship,
is actually a
and we
negative.
hope it will always remain that way. The ship where the two great leaders met was called the Prince of Wales, the very title that His Majesty the King held longer than any other individual in British history, and he held it with great pride and respect. It's said that when Prime Minister Churchill first met this future king many decades ago, he was so impressed. He made the statement, "He is so young to think so much and so well." And the bust of your great Prime Minister rests proudly again in the Oval Office. We're very proud to bring it back. We brought it back. Throughout His Majesty's life, the world has witnessed that same thoughtfulness which first struck Britain's greatest Prime Minister. His Majesty's intellect, passion, and devotion have been long, really a blessing to the British people. But not only to his own country, but to the cherished bond between the United States and the United Kingdom. And I am very certain that it will continue that way long into the future. In a few hours, His
Yeah, after
Majesty
you
will
go.
stand in the heart of the United States Capitol as the very first British king ever to address a joint session of the United States Congress. So he's going to be addressing Congress, and I'm going to be watching. I was thinking of going, but they said, I don't know, that might be a step too far. I would love to go. It's not supposed to be protocol, but I would love to be with you.
Trying to make it about
But
himself.
there, the direct descendant of King George III will speak to the direct successor of the very body that gathered in Independence Hall on July 4th, 1776. If John Adams and George Washington, or the King's fifth great-grandfather,
I wonder
could
what's
see
going to
that
happen
sight, they might be absolutely
on
shocked,
July 4th.
but probably only
This
for
year.
a moment.
I got a
Surely
feeling
they would be delighted
something's
that the
going
wounds
down.
of war healed into the most cherished friendship. Think of that very, very long ago difficult war, and yet those wounds did indeed heal into the most cherished of friendships, most cherished. They would be moved beyond words to know that the soldiers who once called each other Redcoats and Yankees became the Tommies and the GIs who together saved the free world as brothers in arms and brothers in eternity, and nobody fought better together than us. If they could see us today, our ancestors would surely be filled with awe and pride that the Anglo-American Revolution in human freedom was
Anglo-American.
never, ever extinguished, but carried forward across centuries, across oceans, and across history.
You see, Stephen
until
Miller
it
wrote
became a
this.
fire that lit the entire world.
Stephen Miller wrote this speech.
So today we look back
The real president
on
of the United States.
250 years. Let us remember
Understand, this nigga here is the
what has made
figurehead.
our countries the two most exceptional nations the world has ever known.
President Miller is the one
And
who's
together
calling
let
the
us go
shots.
forward with even stronger resolve to carry on our sacred
And that's how
devotion
that's who
to
y'all need to be
liberty
worried
and to
about.
the traditions of excellence that have been our shared gift of all mankind.
This nigga here don't even want to be president no more. He
Your
tired of it.
Majesties, thank you once
The novelty
again
is
for
worn off.
making this important
But Stephen
visit.
Miller
We are so
Is the
honored.
person behind the
May God
scenes
forever
who's
bless
pulling the string.
The United Kingdom, Great Britain,
And if you don't
Northern
understand that, you don't
Ireland,
understand
and may God
shit.
bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
All right, man. I'll come back when the king comes on in front of Congress maybe and see what he got to say. But this is an Anglo-Saxon kind of day. We'll see what it do.